Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Speak Smart podcast. We're back for another deep dive. And this time, we're going to be looking at something that might seem, well, a little basic at first.
Yeah, we're taking a look at excerpts from everyday English conversations. You know, the kind of resource designed for folks learning the language.
Right. But, our listeners are always up for a challenge. And the thing is, even if you're already fluent in English, there's a lot we can learn from looking at how we use it every single day. Kind of like a hidden world of communication, right?
Right. It's like we take these everyday exchanges for granted, but when you stop and analyze them, there's so much going on beneath the surface, like how we connect with each other, how we build relationships, how we navigate tricky situations.
It's all there right in front of us. So let's jump right in. This course starts off with a pretty enthusiastic welcome message, and it goes like this. English speaking course. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the English speaking course. Do you want to learn English vocabulary faster, improve your listening skill and your pronunciation, or boost your speaking skills quickly? Then you're in the right place. This video is designed to help you improve your English skills step by step. Stay with us till the end to unlock some tips and tricks. Are you ready to train your brain to speak English fluently? Let's dive into today's lesson.
Whoa, that's a mouthful, but I gotta say it's super positive, isn't it? I mean, right off the bat, they're promising you results, faster vocabulary, better pronunciation, improved skills.
And it's all about making you feel like you can do it, like you're in the right place.
Yeah, and notice how they emphasize taking it step by step and unlocking tips and tricks. It's appealing to that desire we all have for quick progress, right?
Definitely. And I think it reflects something we try to do here on Speak Smart. Break down complex topics in a way that's both informative and engaging.
Totally. Okay, so moving on from the introduction, we've got a bunch of specific everyday scenarios to look at. The first one is called Growing Cold. It's a short conversation, just a few lines, about, well, the weather getting colder.
Simple enough, right? But even in this basic exchange, there's a lot going on. You have phrases like, it is growing cold, and the cold is really starting to set in. Which, just state the obvious.
Yeah, but then it goes a bit deeper. You hear things like, I can feel the winter air already, and winter is coming soon. It's like, we're not just observing the change, but we're already anticipating its implications.
Right, and then they start talking about warmer clothes and cozy sweaters and even hot chocolate. So it's like the conversation is shifting from simply noticing the cold to actually seeking comfort and warmth.
Exactly. And that's something we see a lot in everyday conversation, a natural progression from observation to action, from the external world to our internal feelings.
Okay, so now let's look at a scenario that's a bit more, tense. It's called neighbor cutting trees. And it starts with one person saying, your neighbor cut down my trees. Boom. Right into the conflict.
Yeah, no easing into it there. And you can hear the shock and disbelief in the response. Wait, but my neighbor did what? I didn't know anything about it. It's like that initial moment when something unexpected and upsetting happens.
And then comes the empathy, right? The other person says, I'm really sorry to hear that. And I totally understand why you're angry, which is so important, right? To acknowledge the other person's feelings.
Absolutely. It's like before you can even start to address the problem, you have to validate their experience. And then you see the conversation shifting to action. Let's go talk to them and see what's going on. And I'll come with you and we'll talk to my neighbor together. So it's moving from expressing anger and hurt to seeking a solution.
Okay, now for something I think a lot of us can relate to, Julie talks very fast. This takes place during a group presentation. And someone says, wow, Julie talks very fast. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah. That awkward moment when you're trying to be polite, but you also need to understand what's being said. But notice how the feedback is given. Julie, you're doing a great job, but could you slow down a little? We want to make sure everyone can understand.
Right. They start with a positive comment, then the suggestion, and it just makes it so much easier to hear,
It's classic compliment sandwich, and it works. Yeah. Because Julie's like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was talking so fast, I'll slow down, and she adjusts her pace.
Shows the importance of, self-awareness and communication, right? Being able to adapt to your audience.
Totally. Okay, next up, we've got a family dinner scene, aptly titled, I Do Not Like Meat.
Pretty self-explanatory. One of the kids says, can I just have the spaghetti, please? I don't want the meatballs tonight. And then goes on to explain, I do not like meat. And I want to eat more vegetables instead.
And what I love about this scenario is how the family reacts. It's not a big deal. They're like, of course, Lily. And, oh, I didn't know that, Lily. Are you becoming a vegetarian? There's curiosity, but no judgment.
And then they offer to make sure there are more vegetable options, even to try new recipes together. It's like They're not just accepting her preference, they're embracing it.
Yeah, it's a great example of how open communication within a family can lead to understanding and adaptation.
Okay, now for a little heartwarming moment. She's the absolute best. We have some kids expressing their appreciation for their mom's help with homework.
This is sweet. They say things like, "You're always so good at explaining things," and "Yeah, mom is great at helping with homework. She's the best," and even, "I don't know what we'd do without
It
you."
really shows the impact of that, like patient, supportive presence, right? Especially when it comes to learning something new.
Totally. And you can hear how much it means to the kid when they say, "With your help, I'm sure I'll get it done in no time." That confidence boost is huge.
Now, speaking of encouragement, there's this excerpt where the speaker directly addresses the learner. "You're doing amazing so far. Keep it up. Every step you take brings you closer to mastering English. Remember the tribe. Practice is the key to improving. Don't stop now. Stay with us until the end. So grab a drink, relax, and let's continue learning together. You've got this."
It's like a pep talk, right? Reminding you that you're on the right track, that progress takes time, and that you've got the ability to succeed.
And the emphasis on practice, that's key. Whether you're learning a language or playing an instrument or starting a business, consistent effort makes all the difference.
Totally. All right, let's move on to a very basic everyday interaction. Asking about the weather. In "What's the weather like today?" one person asks, "Well, that," and the other replies, "Sunny and warm today, around 25 degrees C."
And from that simple exchange, they start making plans. "That's great. Could we go to the park after breakfast? I'd love to go too, and we could have a picnic."
Yeah.
It's like the weather sets the stage for a shared experience.
And there's so much excitement. "Perfect idea. This is going to be fun. Yay, I'm so excited." It's just a little reminder that even the most mundane topics can spark positive connections.
Okay, next we have a post-date debrief in "She wore a beautiful dress."
This is a great example of how we share details and impressions after a social event. And, what stands out to this person? The dress. He says she wore a beautiful dress and describes it as light blue color, and it really suited her.
Yeah, and the other person's like, "That's awesome, man. You must have been impressed." It's like they're picking up on the significance of that detail, even if it seems small.
And we know it went well because they're already planning a second date. We're going to a movie next weekend, so clearly that dress made a good impression.
Now, for a different kind of social dynamic, we have "Don't worry about it." This one's about pre-exam anxiety.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there. One person's freaking out. I'm feeling a bit anxious about it, and the other's trying to calm them down. "Don't worry about it. We still have a few days to review."
And then they offer to study together. "Maybe we can study together. It might help if we go over the tough problems together, and we can quiz each other on the formulas too."
Yeah.
It's like turning that anxiety into productive action.
And the response is so sweet. Studying with you will definitely help. It shows the power of support, right? Like just knowing someone's there for you can make a huge difference.
Okay, ready for a change of scenery? In the ocean is my favorite view. We've got someone at the beach just soaking it all in.
This one's so evocative. They describe the scene with such detail. "The water's so clear today, you can see the bottom even from here. The way the sunlight shines on the water is so pretty. I love the sound of the waves too. It's so relaxing."
You can practically feel the ocean breeze, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they mention wanting to just sit and watch the ocean for a bit before joining the others to build a sandcastle later.
It's like they're appreciating the beauty of the moment, both on their own and then with others. It's a nice balance,
All right, back to the family scene with kids. We're going to have a picnic.
This one's all about planning and anticipation. The parent announces, "Kids, we're going to have a picnic in the park," and then starts organizing. "Let's pack up the food and drinks. I'll grab the blanket and the basket."
And the kids are super excited. "I can't wait to get outside." But then there's this little reminder. Based on past experience, just be careful with it. Don't let it get wet.
That parent intuition. And they make sure everyone feels included. "I'm bringing my soccer bow we can play after we eat." It's all about creating a fun, shared experience.
And ending on a positive note.
Yeah.
Let's make this a day to remember.
Love that. Okay, now we've got a scenario that's all about social graces. Would you like a drink?
This is so classic, right? Welcoming someone into your home, making them feel comfortable. It starts with, "Come in, please, make yourself at home." And then, of course, the drink offer. "Would you like a drink?" "I have water, coffee, and orange juice."
And even the little details like asking, "May I ask for some ice cubes?" and offering more sugar show that attentiveness to the guest's needs.
It's all about those small gestures that make someone feel welcome and cared for.
All right, now for a simple lunch invitation in It's lunchtime now.
Straightforward to the point. Do you want to have lunch with me? Sure, let's go. And then the important question. How do you feel about Chinese food? Got to make sure everyone's on board with the cuisine.
And they start discussing specific dishes. Yeah. Peking roasted duck, dim sum, spicy mofu. It's like they're already picturing the meal and getting excited about it.
Next up, we have a more professional interaction. I'm returning your call.
This is all about scheduling and being efficient with time. One person suggests sometimes Thursday night or Sunday morning, and they eventually settle on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Very organized. And then to make it a bit more personal, they throw in a lunch invitation. We can have lunch together if you want. Nice touch.
Okay, now let's head to the workplace with, can you tell me?
This one starts with a bit of concern. How's your health today? I'm feeling much better, thank you. Always good to check in on your colleagues.
And then they get down to business. Can you tell me about the meeting yesterday? Do I have any tasks to be done? Classic workplace stuff.
And the other person's super helpful. I don't think so because I couldn't hear your name mentioned yesterday, but I think the minutes of the meeting are sent to everyone through email. Can you check it now?
Problem solved. It shows how good communication can make work life so much smoother.
Okay, ready for some drama. Would you happen to know involves a rumor and a potential confrontation?
Ooh, juicy. It starts with a delicate question. I've heard that you are having a crush on Jason, feeling up the situation before dropping any bombshells.
And the other person's like, all right, I guess I cannot hide it anymore. By the way, Jason confessed that he also liked me. So, mutual feelings. But then...
Dreaded, but the friend's like, would you happen to know that Jason already has a girlfriend?
Oh, no. Talk about awkward. And then, of course, the protective friend kicks in. He's a real jerk. Listen, you'd better stay away from him. And the other person's like, I will have to ask him straight away about this. So, yeah, definitely a situation that needs some clearing up. All right, time for some vacation planning, and I have no clue.
Starts off with a lack of inspiration. I have no idea, and I'm maybe just lie in my bed and read comics. Relatable, right?
Then comes the invitation. Want to do something new, like going to the beach with me?
Yeah.
Always good to have a friend with a plan.
And this friend's got the details down. My uncle has a villa near the beach, and I'm allowed to stay there for 3 days from Thursday to Saturday. Sounds pretty sweet.
And then it gets even better. Are you going to invite other people? Sure, why not? I'm thinking about throwing a party at the beach. Summer fun, here we come.
Okay, next we have a scenario about overcoming self-doubt. Bro, I'm not really sure. This one's about a music competition.
My person's like, I stopped singing and playing piano for a year. I don't know whether I can compete with others or not. That feeling of not being ready,
But the friend's having none of it.
Come on, you have me. I'm always here to support and remind you to practice every day. That unconditional support is so important.
And then they remind them of the prize. The reward is 2 tickets to go to Disneyland Park. Remember, going to Disneyland is our dream, Olivia. Talk about motivation.
And it works. The person's like, yes, you're right. I think I will sign up for this competition. Sometimes all it takes is a little encouragement and a shared dream.
Okay, now for a classic oops moment. That's okay. I'm here.
Yeah.
This one's about being late and making amends.
Yeah, we've all been there. The person's apologizing profusely. Oh my God, so sorry, Linda. Did your car have some problems? No. But the traffic was so bad that I couldn't make it on time. My phone ran out of battery while I was driving, so I could not call you. All the excuses.
Yeah.
But the other person's super understanding. That's okay. It's holiday. Plus, today's the weekend. I can understand it.
And then comes the grand gesture. Let me make it up for you, Baxter. How about having dinner in the highest building of our city? Sounds romantic. You'll definitely fall in love with this restaurant. Dinner with a view.
Talk about a smooth recovery. All right, now for a bit of academic stress, and I'm not accepting anything else at this time.
Oh no, this sounds bad. One person's panicking. I forgot to submit the final report yesterday. I'm freaking panicking right now, and I don't know what to do.
Classic student moment. And the friend's advice, talk to the professor, but then...
The dreaded rejection. All IED was a refusal. He's not accepting anything else at this time, is that right?
Oof, that's rough. But the friend doesn't give up hope. Calm down, my friend. There will be a way, so let's convince the professor once again. It's like, even when things seem impossible, there's always that glimmer of possibility.
All right, next we have I'm Not Ready Yet, which is all about pre-speech jitters.
Public speaking, the ultimate fear. One person's like, your speech is tomorrow, are you ready? Actually, I'm not ready yet. And then they spill their worries. I'm afraid that I'm too boring for people to pay attention.
Totally understandable. But their friends are amazing. No, Shawnee, we all believe that you can do it. Yeah, whenever we listen to your presentation, you always know how to attract our attention. Angela's right. And your jokes during the speech always make us laugh. You've been inspiring us a lot.
Pumping them up. And it works. Because the person's like, thank you guys. I feel much more confident. See, sometimes all you need is a little support from your friends.
Now for some casual catching up. How's it going?
Simple, everyday stuff. How's it going? Not bad, thank you. How about you? I'm pretty good today.
And then sharing good news. I've got an A for my accounting report, so I'm very happy now. Really, congratulations. Thanks a lot.
Always nice to celebrate those wins, big or small. And then on to future plans. I'm going to have a club interview this afternoon. What club do you join? It's the cooking club. Really good luck. Thank you.
Just a little snapshot of daily life, right? But it shows how we stay connected, share our experiences, and support each other.
Now for a post-graduation reunion, and how have you been?
It's that moment of catching up after a big life change. Long time. No, see, Eddie, how have you been after graduating?
And sharing what they've been up to.
Well, I found a job at a travel agency as a travel consultant, and you? I took a gap year to travel and gain some experience.
Different paths, but both positive experiences. And there's this acknowledgement of the value of both choices. Everyone here is treating me so nice, even my manager. I'm totally happy with what I'm doing. Yeah, you will learn a lot from your journeys.
It's like celebrating each other's successes, no matter what direction they've taken.
Okay, now we have a long distance check-in. How's your family?
This one's about moving to a new country and staying connected with loved ones. When you move to Canada, Lynn, well, starting a new life is never easy for me. And there's honesty about the challenges. I'm working 2 part-time jobs to pay for my tuition. It's really tough. I barely have time to hang out with my friends or call you guys, but I'm trying my best to adapt.
So tough. But the friend's supportive. I can understand, but don't force yourself too much. Okay. I will thank you.
And then sharing news from back home. They're still doing well. My dad's health has improved a lot.
Always good to hear good news, especially when you're far away. And then making plans for a future visit. When summer vacation comes, I will visit you and your family. We are always welcome, Lynn, keeping those connections alive.
All right, next we have a moment of romantic vulnerability and what's up, you look nervous.
One friend's clearly anxious. What's up, you look nervous, what's up? And the other's like, I'm about to tell my crush that I like him. Big step.
And of course there were worries. I'm worried that he will say no to me, totally normal.
But the friend's got their back.
Yeah,
come on, don't say something like that when you haven't even started. And they offer a positive spin. It just means he isn't your destiny.
Plus some great advice. Be confident and show him what you have. You go, girl.
Now for some exciting news in What's New, Lucas. We're here.
This is how you build suspense. Yes, and we bet you're going to be surprised when hearing it. Was that a mom all the years you were going to have a cousin?
No.
Does that mean yes, Lucas? It is exactly what you were thinking right now. Oh my gosh, congratulations.
A new baby. Always a reason to celebrate.
Okay, our next scenario is pretty good. How are you today, John? And it's about a chance encounter leading to shared plans.
Starts with casual greetings.
Pretty good. How are you today, John? Can't complain, thanks. And yourself? I'm doing well, thanks.
And then they discover they're both headed to the same place. Oh, I'm going to the library to borrow some books for my report. Really?
Yeah.
I'm also going to the library now. Great. Let's go together. Sure thing.
Sometimes it's just that easy.
Yeah.
And then they chat about what they're working on. I have a biology report about plants. I need to do some research for it. What about you? I just need a quiet place to study for my upcoming exams.
A little bit of shared purpose, even in the most mundane activities. Okay, last but not least, we have Can't Complain, How Have You Been, Nancy? Which is all about work woes.
The daily grind. One person's complaining about a meeting. We had a marketing team meeting about a new project. Gosh, it was so stressful, and I think we're going to have to work overtime to finish it on time.
And the other's dealing with their own deadlines. Well, I've been working on the monthly report until late every night this week. I haven't had a proper dinner with my family for days.
It's like a shared sigh of exhaustion. And then the relatable sentiment, I want to give up, but I have to earn money, so I just can't, wish us luck. We've all been there.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. From the simple act of noticing the weather changing to navigating the complexities of relationships and workplace drama.
And what we've seen is that even in these everyday conversations, there's so much depth, so much nuance. It's a reminder that communication is a powerful tool, and it's constantly shaping our experiences and our relationships.
So next time you're chatting with a friend or negotiating with a colleague or just making small talk with a stranger, pay attention to the subtle ways you're using language. You might be surprised by what you discover.
It's like a hidden world of communication waiting to be explored.
Thank you for listening to the Speak Smart podcast, and subscribe my channel, like the hit button.